chasing the easy life. We're chasing the easy life.
Okay, we're gonna do a tour today of the fifth wheel and a little bit about the truck. I pull this with a 3/4 ton Dodge diesel. This is where Samson rides. I built him a platform and he rides in there when we're traveling. And then back here, I got pretty much every tool I own is in here, and there's a lot, along with all kinds of stuff we might need. We got a generator just in case we need it. We haven't had to use it yet. The solar's been perfect on it. Over here, every time we park, I put this lock on so that nobody could steal our fifth wheel. It would be tough though, they'd have to know the code. Underneath here in the front is where my solar is. We have 400 amp lithium batteries and a 3,000 watt inverter. This is our air compressor that I bring just in case we need it or air up our tires. Up here is my charge controller. That panel over there brings down all the wiring from the roof, from the solar panels, goes in the charge controller. We got behind here, we got bus bars with everything hooked up to it. Right here is my Victron energy battery monitor. So on my phone, I can monitor the batteries from there. Over here, we left our lead acid battery in here and just made it to control the hydraulic jacks for auto leveling. This model is a 381 RLB, a Heartland Gateway. Right here is one of our two 30 pound propane tanks. In this cabinet next to it, we got our main storage, which goes all the way across. And in here we got all our hiking stuff. We got mats to put out, a bunch of chairs, our leveling blocks if we need them. This is huge all the way across. I'll show you the other side when we talk about the wet bay. Right here was a storage compartment, but we ended up converting it for our two cats. We cut a hole so their kitty litter, water, and food's in there. Easy for Michelle to clean out. And back here is our outdoor kitchen. So we got a TV, which we haven't ever used yet. We got a fridge, and this pulls out, and that's a sink, and this is a 2-burner stovetop. Now, what we also added was down here, I put a split for our propane so that we can hook up a flat grill outside, because there's just not enough area to cook on that. Okay, we have a double awning outside up top. On this side is our other propane tank. And then under here is the other side across, and this has got our 8 5.5 gallon water jugs that are collapsible. So when we bring water, we'll pump them into the wet bay here. We got all our hoses for septic. In these, I put the water hoses, the electric hose. But in our wet bay, we can pump it in straight to the tank. I bought a little water pump to pump it out of those jugs into the tank. So if we're out for a couple weeks, and obviously we're going to use more water than that, we just got to go get some water and bring it and put it in. This is all heated. Right here is our furnace. This is our hot water heater right here, which is 12 gallons. So it's a pretty big hot water heater for fifth wheels. This is our furnace, which is running right now because it's a little cool. So it's blowing out hot air. Then we got our electric and water hooked up. We're here at State Park, and this is our home. It's 43 foot 3 inches and about 13.8 up top. I'm sure you've seen from the drone footage that I had our 4 390 watt solar panels that are up top. We're planning on adding 2 more lithium batteries here within the next 2 weeks, because we found out that we are by 10 o'clock our batteries are totally 11 o'clock they're totally refilled, so we're wasting energy. So we're going to add 2 more batteries, and that'll just give us a ridiculous amount of power. Nothing to be able to, you can't run a air conditioner with the, you'd have to have 10 batteries, 12 batteries. It's ridiculous. So and we probably won't need air conditioning.
Welcome to our home.
Hopefully.
We're going to show you a few of the changes that we've made in here and the layout of the Heartland Gateway 3810 RLB. So we'll go up to the master bedroom. So this is our master bedroom. We have the bedside tables that came with it. I painted in here. I used a Valspar white paint with primer in it. And I also did some wallpapering. It's a peel and stick wallpaper. It's done pretty good. There's been a few spots where I've had to smooth back down, but it's actually held up pretty good. I also did the valances. I took all that off and recovered them with fabric. And we just used the blinds that we already had. And I took off the headboard and I did a peel and stick shiplap type back there, and then had that picture made, or yeah, for back there behind the bed. We have storage underneath the bed. It lifts up, and we have storage underneath there for our clothes. And then we have, this is all closet, and then this is a washer and dryer in here, and then I store my little vacuum in there. And then we have a TV that's in here, and it'll pull out for a TV, but then it just stores in there. We hardly ever use it, but we have it if we need it. So this is the bathroom. I painted in here, painted the ceiling, painted the back wall green, and I did a peel and stick tile there. I had one and I changed it to the subway type tile, and so it's comfortable. And we upgraded our faucet too, so it wasn't that plastic cheap. We got a faucet from Lowe's. And then in the shower we have stools and stuff, and we upgraded the shower head to an Aeronics that shoots out air so you use less water, so we have better water pressure. We have a map hung up, and we're scratching off every state that we go to. And again, I redid the valances in here. And in our main living area, we had a counter that matched this countertop, and it came out here, and then this was all a bench seat where you'd slide in. So we took that all out, put the butcher block countertop on, and pushed it all back so that we have way more room here. It like tripled our room here, our walking room. And then I have storage underneath there. We added like a wall board, and I have storage where I have bins underneath there. And so that gave us a lot more storage. And then on the end, I added a place for our shoes, so when we walk in, we can put our shoes in there. So, and all my pictures and stuff I hang up with Velcro command strips. They stay up great. They're regular frames, and they've stayed up awesome when we travel. And then I just lay everything down on the shelves for when we travel. So this is my kitchen area. We have a full-size fridge. We added a shelf in here because this was all just a big tall shelf. We added a shelf in there, which gave us a lot more spots for our pots and pans. And then we have food storage up here also, and I have my flour and sugar and stuff. It's kind of a mess. But, and then this is just a kitchen, microwave oven, just your typical kitchen stuff. So I liked the U-shaped kitchen in this model, so that's why I like this one. This is our bunk room. It has a loft up there. That's the whole size. This is the ladder. We just use it for a coat hook when we need it. This is the bed. It had a love seat back here, and it was horrible to sleep on. So we built a bed back here, and this will pull out, and so then it'll pull all the way out. We're gonna get another mattress. We can flip the mattress on top of this part, and then you basically have a king-size bed. So 2 people can sleep on here, and it gives them a lot more room. And then it just slides in, and this is a standard twin. And then we have storage all underneath there for stuff. And then this is Samson's. We have storage here, which is awesome. A back door. And then we have this bath. This is our spare bathroom. I've painted in here. Again, I used the Valspar. I did the white first. I did it with the primer, and then I put the light blue over it, and then I did tile underneath the sink, and then hung the pictures with Velcro command strips. The paint's done good. I haven't got all the painting done. I want to paint the rest, but
Here,
it's just a slow process.
This is the way everything in the trailer looked.
Well, that wall board, this wall board.
And the
It's all
ceiling.
different.
This is all the stuff that was original throughout the whole trailer. And here's our another scratch off bucket list for national parks.
So this is our bunk room. And so I've got the cubbies in here, this in here painted, all those valances redone, this valance redone.
So everything in here has been painted.
Except for up
The
there.
very top, the ceiling.
Yeah, and around.
Yeah.
But so another thing that we really liked about this particular fifth wheel is our windows. We have so much natural light, and the windows go all the way up. They're like your residential windows. They don't just pop out a little bit. They go all the way up, so we can get a great cross breeze through here, because all the windows raise or slide over fully. So that's another reason why we liked this model. And we wanted a bunk and a half, or a bath and a half, and we wanted a bunk room. So we travel with 2 cats. Tater Tot is about 11 years old, 12 years old. And Fluffers is 5-ish years old. So we travel with them 2. And then we have Samson, who is our Great Dane, who turned 9 in November, and that was his bed in the back of the truck that you saw. And he loves to travel, and this is his place on the couch.
Okay, so we've had comments, texts, phone calls saying we needed to do a video about why we're doing this and information about us, so people that are probably not our friends or family will know, what we're doing. And there's even some family that don't even know about this. But I'm Jody, and this is Michelle, and we are from St. Clair, Missouri. We met each other in 82, January of 82, in high school, and have been high school sweethearts, and got married in 1986. I spent 30 years in teaching and retired in 2016. Michelle spent 28 years in the education field also as a secretary at a college and then at the school I was at. And she just retired this past December. I also worked at Six Flags for 37 years, or 38, sorry, and just retired from it a couple weeks ago. Well, why we decided to do this? Well, I don't know where we came up with the idea. Do you remember what triggered the idea? Can't remember what ever started it, but we started watching videos of full-time RVers probably 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years maybe, and thought, well, this will be neat, when our daughter gets out of school. And we have 3 children right now. They all are going to school or have a job, and they support us in what we're doing. But anyway, so we decided it all happened in 2018. I had a friend at work, worked for me at Six Flags, and he tragically just died one night after he left work, after I was the last one to talk to him. And that really changed my perspective on waiting to do this after our daughter graduated from college. I said, life's too short. It was very traumatic when it's somebody that you work with daily, and just decided that's it. We're going to start working towards our goal earlier. So we spent this was in February 2018, almost 3 years ago to the day. And we started working on purging, cleaning, fixing everything on our property and our house. And we ended up putting it up for sale in January of 2009, or May of 2019, and only put it on Zillow, no agent, and it sold in 18 days. So then we got everything ready and in order, and we had decided to become residents of South Dakota as soon as we signed the papers. The reason being to save on, we don't have to pay any personal property tax on this or my truck, or at the time her van. We don't have to pay any state income tax once we're done working, which we are now. We don't have to have either of the vehicles inspected at all. And the last item is, when we bought this, we only paid half as much on the sales tax in South Dakota as we would have in Missouri. So then, after we got it, we lived at her mom's house for 1.5 years while we finished working. Took many trips. There's a few on our YouTube channel. A couple to Colorado. We went to Valdosta, Georgia. We took this to Indiana during the COVID to get warranty work done, little things here and there that needed to be fixed before the warranty ran out. So we've traveled a little bit with it, obviously getting some practice. And yeah, we decided to leave and retire at that time so that we could spend more time out on the road and enjoying this country. And our plan is to, as you saw in the first video, we went to West Monroe, Louisiana. As you'll see in the next video, sometime within the week, we went to a beach south of Galveston. Then we went to Austin, Texas to visit one of my former basketball players. We went to Waco yesterday to do Magnolia, her Disneyland that she loves so much. We are now in Buffalo Gap, Texas, south of Abilene, to meet up with another one of my former students and / basketball players. And then our plan is to go to Carlsbad Cavern in New Mexico, then to White Sands, New Mexico, then over to Arizona for a month. We're going to stay 2 weeks around the Tucson area. Then we're going to stay 2 weeks in the Phoenix area. And what I haven't told you yet is why we got all the solar is so we could stay in areas that we don't need power or water, and it's all BLM or national forest. We have an app on our phone, or you can go online, called Campendium. Campendium shows you pretty much almost every campground in the nation, Canada, Mexico, and free sites that people have already visited, and they review and they tell what type of cell service you get, how hard it is to get into a spot, is the roads good, is it, what size trailers will fit, good information around the whole area where you're at. Most of these places you can only stay 14 days at a time. And then you have to leave and move, I think, 25 miles to a different spot. So we're going to stay 2 weeks in Tucson area and do the stuff around there. And then that's where I'm going to pick up my 2 lithium batteries to put in. Then we're going to move up to Phoenix area, a little west of Phoenix, and stay at another free site for 2 weeks. And during that time, Michelle's mom and Madison, our daughter, are going to come out and stay with us for 11 days. And then we're going to go over to Joshua Tree in Southern California and visit an old friend over there that lives in Riverside, California. Stay over there, I don't know, a week or so. We just follow the weather. So we really got to look at the weather. And then we're going to come back, maybe do Lake Havasaw, and then come over to Sedona. Maybe by then it'll be warmer because Sedona, Flagstaff, Grand Canyon all are at elevated places and have snow a lot of times right now. So sometime in March, late March, we'll probably be doing Sedona and then up to the Grand Canyon for 2 weeks and then over to Vegas for probably a week. Then back into California and what's called the Alabama Hills where they filmed all the old westerns. There's a neat museum over there. Hopefully we'll be able to go to. Then on up the east side of the Sierras to Yosemite and Lake Tahoe. And then on up to Northern California, the Redwoods, Mount Shasta, Lassen Volcanic. Then up into Oregon, we're doing Crater Lake, the Oregon coast, Mount Hood. Then up to the state of Washington, Mount Rainier, and then on up to Cascades National Park. And then we're going to go on over to our favorite place on earth for most of July, and that would be Glacier National Park in Montana. And then we got to head home to move our daughter down to college at Missouri State. And then we'll go right back out on the road and spend the whole month of August in Wyoming, the Wind River Range and the Grand Tetons. There's so much to do there as far as hiking. And then over into Idaho for a month and do Sawtooth and Craters of the Moon and Payette National Forest. And then we'll finish up our trip in Utah and spend about 8 weeks there because there is so much in the state of Utah. A ton of national parks, a ton of neat places and hiking and stuff. So that's our itinerary. And throughout those times, you already saw us at Landry's Vineyard. Another thing we're involved with is called Harvest Host. And Harvest Host is something you sign up for. It's $129 for a whole year. There is wineries, breweries, golf courses, farms, and museums that allow you to spend the night. $129 for a year. But they do ask that you come in, buy a bottle of wine. Maybe go hit a bucket of balls at the golf course or if you want to play some. I mean, and obviously breweries, they want you to come in and buy some, or maybe eat at them or whatever. But that's what they suggest. So, anything you can add?
I don't think so.
Nothing. At least I got her to talk about the fifth wheel on the inside, so she does talk. Yes. All right. This is episode 2. Okay. And remember, God loves you, but only Jesus can save you. See you next week. Don't forget, make sure you subscribe. Hit the little notification bell. Hit the like button down at the end. And also, if you have any questions or comments, put those down at the bottom of the video. You can put comments in there. I fixed it from the first time. Or questions. Most people have questions, and we'll hopefully answer them all. Thanks for joining us this week. Bye.
Bye.
We're chasing